بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Inshallah, this is going to be lesson 15, verses of law, part 2. Verses of law, part 2. So we have done part 1. So today we are going to take part 2. So basically in today's session, we are going to see the forbidden food in the Quran. So what has Quran forbidden? So dead animal, meat, which is not hunted or even not slaughtered on the Islamic way. Blood, obviously. But obviously there are some exceptional cases in fiqh. But this is from the hadith of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. But this is basically, we are talking about the indications in the Quran. We have pork, obviously. We have slaughtering on hunting an animal without mentioning the name of Allah. Slaughtering or hunting. So you slaughter and you don't say Bismillah Allahu Akbar. Or you hunt, you don't say Bismillah Allahu Akbar. So, and then you strangle. Let's say if you were not happy with your goat ate your book or your lessons or your examination papers, and he was hungry. You shouldn't blame the goat. You did not give him enough food. So he found your book and he ate. Like some of the hadith of Ahl Sunnah, they say that some of the Quran was eaten by a goat of Aisha. So that is a serious problematic that an animal destroyed our legacy, part of our legacy. So obviously the Sunnis also, they don't accept this hadith as authentic. So even in Shia books there are some weird hadith about the Quran, and but the most authentic hadith from Shias and Sunnis, they both reject these kind of odd and weird hadith which are not linked properly. Strangled. So that's this goat ate your stuff. So you came and you strangled him, and he kept saying, bah, bah, and then he died. Okay, he choked the hell out of him. So he choked him to death. Or no, beaten. So let's say you are cooking bread or something, you're baling roti, you're doing like balan, you had your, I don't know, you know the balan or not. Once upon a time, a gauma, where our mothers, they used to cook the rotis in the house. So there was something which is called balan. They call it rolling pin. I don't know why it's pin. It's so big to be a pin, but anyhow, they call it rolling pin. You can say rolling stick, but pin is like, you know, rolling pin. So when your parents will be upset with you, your mother will be upset with you, and she's cooking the bread, she'll come out with balan. And it's a common thing. When it was also known in the Western cultures, the mother, she doesn't have any other safe weapon. She has knives, she has spoons, she has glass things, she has metal plates. So the less harmful thing, it's harmful, less harmful thing would be a balan, rolling pin for this bread. So she'll come out carrying this balan. I don't know, you had seen that, but I have seen from so many families I used to visit, that the mother would come out when they would see the kids doing mischief. The only weapon would be the balan, the rolling pin, the rolling stick or the baking stick, whatsoever. So she saw the goat eating the book, or eating the precious things, or eating her jewelry, because there was no food crisis. So she came out with this balan and started beating the hell out of this goat, bicharo. And the goat died, saying wah, wah, bah, wah, kind of thing. And so that is also kind of haram meat. Yeah, but I said Bismillah Allahu Akbar. Ale, tomorrow khai kyo? Ale. So Bismillah Allahu Akbar. Bismillah Allahu Akbar. Nah. you have to slaughter. This beating, and even if you say Bismillah Allah Akbar, or strangling, Bismillah Allah Akbar, Bismillah Allah Akbar. And there was a group of people, they told them to slaughter a goat. They said, we don't have anything to slaughter. He said, think, how could you slaughter a goat without having anything? So they were like odd people. So they started pinching the goat to death. Bismillah Allah Akbar, Bismillah Allah Akbar. So I don't know how much truth is in that, but it shows some of the nature of the people. Anyhow, dead to falling from a height. Let's say you slaughtered the goat's wife. So the goat is now depressed. He wants to commit suicide. So he comes to a height and falls from there. Khalas, I can't live now. I can't live without my wife. You slaughtered my wife. So this guy is sad, this goat, and he commits suicide. So he falls from the height. Now, if you are able to, in all these cases, like if a goat has fallen from the cliff or from the edge of the height, and you come quickly and slaughter it while the life is remaining, Bismillah Allah Akbar, or you started beating the hell out of the goat, and then when he was dying, when he was going to say his last baz, so you just bring a knife and Bismillah Allahu Akbar, or you're strangling and you felt, oh my goodness, he's going to die. So you brought this, slaughtered it, Bismillah Allah Akbar. So it's okay. But if before you slaughter, so this rule is used like when they give electric shock to these cows and goats in many Western countries or slaughterhouses. So they shock the cow, okay? So if it was not a deadly blow or deadly strike, then they slaughter. It is okay according to this the laws, that as long as there's life remaining and you come and slaughter. But if that goat or that cow or that chicken, I don't know, they shock the chicken or not, because if they will shock the chicken, all the feather will she'll become like the guy who's shocked, and hair becomes like stretched hair. I don't know. So but maybe they give her give chickens mild shock or whatsoever. The reason most of them, they say, these human rights people, they say we don't want to torture the animal, we don't want to put the animal in pain. But you don't know. I mean, you see, when somebody is killed and he is in a moving phase, it is easy for him, because when the soul is departing the body, he is feeling the pain, and this movement somehow preoccupies his mind to relieve the pain. So the pain becomes like a lesser focused when he starts moving his body. But let's say if you tie the hands, and if you tie everything is tied. And like Saddam used to do like that. They used to tie the people so they could not move at all, and then they would shoot them, you see. So that is more painful to put them in coma and then kill them. That is more painful, because he's living and he can't move, and he's living like not living. He's living in hell, you see. Imagine you are sleeping and you wake up, but your body does not wake up. How traumatic it is for you. So this is the same thing. These human rights people, they don't know that they're causing more trauma, more pain to these animals when they they knock them down, okay? So still they are living. The soul is there, but they can't move because you have paralyzed them. Now imagine somebody is paralyzed and wants to move and cannot move, and you slaughter them, and that's more painful. So these human rights people, they've made that, no, let's shock the animals and then slaughter them. Okay, khalas, human rights people. So therefore, this human right things, sometimes they think that they are more merciful than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, than the God of mercy. Okay, so they cause more torture to the living being. Like for example, the unplugging the patient. They say we unplug the terminal case. Nowadays, they don't even put them on ventilators, those cases of coronavirus, because they don't have ventilators. Even if they have ventilators, they will give them to the young people and old people. Because, you know, in Europe, we have this, the elders and seniors, they are taken care of it. So after 65 years, before it was after 60 years, they get this pension and free thing and everything. Even the taxis, they take them anywhere they went, and the bill is paid by the government. So a lot of, and they deserve it because they paid taxes for all their life. So now they somehow, to some countries, they're becoming burden. Okay. So if the seniors are dying, we can't provide them extra care, let them die. Okay, some of the countries, they have this kind of thing. Some of the medical professionals, they told us this is the inside thing. So the thing is that let them die, no mechanical ventilation, no resuscitation, because we are shorted. They said we have ventilator, let's hook them. No, but maybe some other patient might come. But now we have a ventilator, why don't we put them? So some of the youth doctors, they were unhappy with some of the decisions made by some of the hospitals. Now these are governmental directions, or individual hospital directions, or individual charitable organization. But human rights do not know or not aware of that there are seniors that are being left to die without being assisted or helped just because they are senior and they are burdened to the society. Okay, if somebody paid taxes since he was working from 20 years, or let's say 30 years, and he paid taxes for 30 years, now he's in 60. But now because of the advanced medical thing, advanced everything, the seniors, they live like 80s and 90s years old, and some of them 100. So now the government, before they thought that life expectancy is 70 years, they die. So they will help them. They gave us their money for 30 years, we will help them 10 years. But now they started living 30 years, 40 years, some of them. So the governments, they have to pay them. They have to provide them everything free of charge, medical, transportation, food, everything. So this somehow has become burden on some of the governments in Western countries, I'm talking. And this is where the moral direction comes. So now they are economical burden, they are economical thing. So now they have to be left to die and do not assist them. So that is a serious problem. So many countries where the youngsters are not affected, they don't want to lock down. Elders are affected, they have to keep themselves isolated. Otherwise, if they want to die, let them die. It will be relief to the government and the financial things. So now some of the countries, they raise their pension age to 65, and now they're thinking to 70. So we can't put tax money for them for 30, 40 years. No, we need to spend some other places as well. So that's why some of the countries, in some of the politicians in the United States has the same mentality. As long as the youngsters and the working power is not going to die, elders are going to die, and we are opening elder homes and foster homes, so let them die. So some of the people, they are thinking like that. So if you are from the elderly, please be careful. And if you're in the Western countries, because the direction has been changed. Okay, the mentality, that's the moral thing, where if you are able to help everybody, you have to help. Yes, if they don't have mechanical ventilations, and they don't have doctors enough, and they don't have, and by that cause they're dying, and even if there was a youngster, he would die similarly, okay, that's fine. But if you are going to be selective, no, they're old, they're not helpful to our society, economy of our society. These are youngsters, save them. These are the energy of our society. So that'll be, and coronavirus, COVID-19 is attacking majority on the most of the cases, the senior ones. So that's why this is a kind of relief for many governments. God send relief. Oh, Alhamdulillah. Allah rasto kari nahi kya economical crisis no. So therefore, so these I don't know what brought me to this, but any of this goat falls from the height. and the animal rammed by another animal. Let's say there was a she goat and there was two he goats, and they both are jealous on this. They want to get this she goat to get married with. So now these he goats, they started like those rams, you see, or those I forgot their name. Anyhow, these goats, he goats, or billy goats, or whatsoever goats, those who are huge and they have these big horns, and they started beating their head with each other. So, and one died. Okay, so also this is also meat, and this is najis. So these are things mentioned in the Quran. Or eaten by a beast. Okay, a bear came and ate your goat, or and now the remaining goat is left. You don't cook kebab of it and feed the guests. Oh, so saras kebab che this and that. No, but this is meat, and this is dead body. You can't serve other people's. But they will not know, but God will know. Okay, like there was one time in Phoenix, Arizona. What happened? That they got this. It was iftar of the holy month of Ramadan. In the holy month of Ramadan, you are supposed to cleanse yourself from all the filth of the haram, unknown things which pile up, and the junk comes inside your body. So the fasting dissolves that haram. So now what happened? That these people they ate the food. It was nice, delicious murgi pulao or murgi biryani, and then at the end, they told the guy where did you get this chicken? He said, this was from the grocery, from the Western grocery. Not halal? No, it's halal. How can you say it's halal? And it was a disaster. People were given haram food. So they brought him, and they brought me there, and there was an investigation. So I told him, my dear, didn't you know that we can't eat this? He said, no, I can eat. He said, we asked him how. He said, my marja allows it. My marja allows eat the food of people of book, okay? Even their slaughter. So this is like Jewish and Christian people, they slaughter. So I brought their food. So I said, who's your marja? Somebody called Jannati, something. It was odd Maraja. There's not from the verified Maraja, popularly, because as I mentioned, there are thousands of ayatullahs in home. And many of them, they make things flexible as well, so that people can follow them as well. I'm not saying about Jannati, but I know some of them, some of the ayatullahs, they make easy on the people, so they are followed. They become popularity. And subhanallah, it doesn't come like that. The marja'iyya doesn't come like that. Even in the Sayyid Sistani's time, Damadullah, people, they made flexible things for their popularity to increase. But it does not increase. Ayatollah Sistani has some tough masail like Eid and this and that. Still people, they follow him. They can't leave them because there's an intellectual direction. Okay, not crazy people direction, not easy people. Those crazy people, they look for easy mujtahideen and easy followers and easy fake ayatullahs. Anyhow, we don't want to open the portal, Pandora box. So eaten by so basically, so we told this guy, okay, your marja allows it, okay? But these people, their marja does not allow it. To them, it was meeta. To them, it was haram. So you fed them haram food according to their marja. He said, but my marja does not say, okay, in your house, you eat that, you feed that to your family, whomsoever. But when you come to Islamic community, you have to observe the majority of the community. If the majority are following your marja, okay, then you have to announce that this is from the grocery, regular groceries, not halal, according to the majority of the marja. So those who are following majority should be aware. Okay, this is the right people, they need to know if they are coming in public Imam Barga or Islamic center, and if the majority was. Like for example, if the water was like touched by, let's say water was, there was alcohol, there was khamar, to just make it a better example. There's a container of water, okay? So khamr was inside. Now khamr is najis to majority of Maraja. To Sistani, it is not najis. Only wine is najis, the grape wine. So what happened that here the people, they have this kind of masjid or general, so they have these containers, and obviously they want to do wudu with it. So now there's a drop of cedar wine or other wine which are najis to other Maraja, not wine, not grape wine. Grape wine is najis to Ayatollah Sistani, but other wines are haram, but pure to Ayatollah Sistani. So the others, they came, they want to do wudu. Obviously their wudu will be invalid with this water. And wudu, even unknowingly, there's a problem. So these people, they are doing wudu. You need to inform them that there has been a drop of alcohol in this less than kur water. So the color did not change. The taste did not change. The smell did not change. But there is a drop of alcohol. It's less than kur, less than the plenty water. So it becomes najis. But to Ayatollah Sistani, this is not najis. So even the Ayatollah Sistani, but is majority followed by majority, we need to make an information. Guys, those who are not following Ayatollah Sistani should not do wudu from this water. So therefore, it is an ethical thing to inform the community. If it's a community center, community members, they need to be aware, the administration, they need to be aware about these different directions in najasat and purification, and obviously inform the community members. Like nowadays, they are informing about coronavirus things in the masjid. The masajid, those masajid which are open, they have these leaflets that keep distance, 1 meter distance, and this and that. So everything is like up to code. The problem is that here, everybody's following the code. Even the youngsters who are not going to be affected, but they have to follow. But there, why in food issue, halal haram issue, your marja allows, so you feed other people haram thing. You don't have the right to do that. Okay, so eaten by a beast, so it's a dead body. So a beast came and ate. Yeah, I got this example from this. So you found your goat dead, partly eaten, and you made kebab to feed the guest. So they don't know. So this is where I brought the example of that Jannati kind of issue. So now, what else? Or stands slaughtered. So these can be fixed, like strangled. Once it's dying, just say Bismillah Allahu Akbar before it dies and slaughter. Not Bismillah Allahu Akbar by choking, no. Once you, oh my goodness, what did I do? Maro bicharo goat, so bring the knife quickly and say Bismillah Allahu Akbar before it dies. Or the beaten to death. If it's beaten and it's going to die, so just like, so that people, you attack them. They could not attack you, they came and attacked your goat. So now your goat is dying. Oh my goodness, my bicharo goat, why did you? Yeah, we can't, you're bullying us, you're like, so we beat the goat, your goat. So he quickly does. So these are fixable things, okay? But a dead body, you can't fix the dead body, okay? Not with the name of Allah. But these are, if they are caught in the last stages, you can solve. So that is why these are separate category in the ayat, okay? Even the beaten. And these are separate. Why? These are already dead. These are already dead. These you were able to. They have been killed for the idols around the Kaaba. So nusub means the platform or the thing which they slaughter the goat for the sake of the idols. So they had this nusub around the Kaaba, okay? these nusub, the goat was slaughtered already, so now you cannot fix it. It was slaughtered for the idols, and they would take the blood of the animal slaughtered and smear it on these stones, like religious stones, kinds of like idols. Animal gambled upon Islam. That is, for example, 10 would have a goat and slaughter it, and after that they would draw lots, arrows. They would write on 7 arrows, for example, winner, and 3 arrows, loser. So what will happen? Those who get the arrow, you took out the arrow from that thing. Oh, I'm winner, so you get a share. So they make 10 shares. 3 shares are for idols, 7 shares are for the people. So, or 10 people they share, 7 are winners. So would take his share, and the loser would lose it. Not just that, but would have to pay the price of the goat to the winners, give them their share. So it's gambling. So the goat which has been killed on gambling purpose, even if you have say Bismillah Allah Akbar, no. Something which is coming out of gambling is haram. Islam wants to block the doors of gambling, as we are going to see the ayat, how the ayat indicates it. The spilled blood, masfuh, because the remaining blood in the flesh of the animal after pouring out of the natural amount of the blood from his body is permissible, but not the flowing blood. So what remains in the body after the average amount is discharged after slaughtering, so that is pure. But the blood coming out, that blood is najis. That blood you cannot. But from if you're cooking bishkaki, you know, so you see, oh, amatul torak loina olache dagche. That's fine, don't worry about it, because the majority of the blood came out. Whatever remains blood, you can clean it as much as possible. But if you come to Lebanese, they'll just take it raw and just grind it and eat it. Many of them, they don't wash it all. There's a kubbaniyya because the blood has nice taste, because the liver is bloody. So they eat the liver, raw liver. I know it might spill the guts out of your stomach, but for them it is delicious. So so they call it kubbaniyya. That means raw kebab or raw kebab or raw meatballs or whatsoever. So the spilled blood, permissibility of every seafood that has flesh, and the hadith specified it to the ones which has scale. So this is all what we are going to discuss in most of our lesson today. I just wanted to give you heads up that these are the items which are going to be mentioned, inshallah, in our session. So let's now look at the ayat of the Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, innama. That means other than these things might be halal, but these are the things which are major things, major haram things. Okay? Innama harrama alaykum al-meetata. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the meat haram. Let me double check because need to double check the ayat. Yes, it is in Surah Al-Baqarah 173. It's in, yeah, here, because I saw here 173. I missed this 173. Okay, it's in Surah Al-Baqarah 173. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made haram for you. Innama harrama alaykumul meeta, dead body, blood, waddama, wa lahm al-khinzir, pork, وَمَا أُهِلَّ بِهِ, and whatever has been slaughtered لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ, لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, that means the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was not mentioned, it was not done according to the method which pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there was no pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this slaughter. So here Allah mentions how many things? Dead body, blood, pork, and this fourth, whatever you slaughter without the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being mentioned, or whatever is not done in the cause, in the direction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now here there is a rule of necessity, rule of compel. Let's say if a person did not have anything else, فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ, that means under the pressure, necessity. غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ. Now these words, focus with me, has gone through several interpretations. Bāghī is from baghāwat. In Urdu we say baghāwat kari rahi hai, bāghī hai ye. That means he is a rebellious. ʿādin has also two meanings. It's ʿādin from animosity, from adawa. ʿādin from transgressing the limits. ʿādin from repeating it. We say Eid, min al-Aidin. Eid because it comes every year. Okay? Eid, Aad, Ya'ud, this day comes every year. So inshallah it comes back to you in peace and pleasure and pleasant and blessings. So now we have this. فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ. So whoever is forced to eat, bāghī, does not transgress the limits. That means eats in an amount which is suitable for his necessity. If your hardship for not eating meat is going to relieve for eating this much amount, don't eat this much amount. Okay, keep it this. Because if you eat this much, you are going to commit haram. Then you are going to transgress the limits. Okay, this is your limit, this much. The doctor said you need to eat 100 grams meat or 50 grams meat per day. Otherwise, you will not be cured from your disease. You need to get that protein. So this is, for example, this is like 50 grams. Don't eat this much. Okay, don't transgress the limits. So baghawa is like going against the limit. You cross your limit. You cross the red line. Then do not repeat it. Okay, once it happened, unless if you are compelled another time, but do not repeat the thing. So bāghī is transgressing the limit, ādin is repeating. So that is the main obvious interpretation coming out. Some, they said that if you are forced to eat, don't eat somebody else's. غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ, and in animosity. That means make sure that if you are compelled to eat haram, it is not usurped, because Islam has very serious consequences and usurp thing. So this is an interpretation. But what flows with our Islamic laws and hadith is this. Though that interpretation is valid, I'm not saying it's not valid. That is also a strong direction. That even if you are compelled to eat haram, do not eat haram which is not yours. Because eating not yours that's strictly forbidden. First of all, it's forbidden because it's forbidden. Then it's not yours, it's double forbidden. So bāghī, transgression. Ādin, animosity. Okay? So here obviously the Shakir has taken the interpretation, because some books they have different interpretation. Not desiring and not exceeding the limit. So bāghī has a third meaning as well. Yabghī, like in those who are living in Persian Gulf, They say, Ṭabarī, you want it? Ṭabarī, that means he wants it, he desires it. Ana abghi mai, ana arid mai, that means I want water. Ana abghi, especially the kids, they use it a lot. The in Qatar, and some of them, they don't say abghi, they say abbi, abbi mai, abbi halawa, abbi chocolata, I want chocolate, I want sweet, abbi la'ba, I want a game. Okay, abbi. It's abghi, from I want. So bāghī is also desire. Yabghi. Why does the transgressor transgresses? Because he wants this thing. He needs something which he doesn't have it, somebody other has it, he attacks it. So غير bāghī, not having desire in it. No, you are eating it for the necessity, force. You will not enjoy, to bahut saras che, majano che, mashallah. No, you are eating it like a medicine. So you have this repelling feeling. Ya Allah, I don't want to eat. It's also delicious. Ya Allah, I don't want to eat. No, let your feeling be detesting feeling. You don't want it, but you're eating it because you're compelled to eat. فَمِنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ. So we are going to summarize these meanings, inshallah. So whoever does that, not transgressing the limit, and not in animosity, or not desiring it, and not repeating it, or not going beyond the limits, and not repeating it. So all these are different meanings. فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ. There will be no sin on him. Okay? Inna Allah ghafurur rahim. Verily, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala understands people, understand the situation of necessity. Many times the people, the youth, they come and they say, oh Sheikh, we were not able to, we were forced. I mean, somehow we got lost in our mind, and somehow we did this haram thing, and please, we don't know, will Allah forgive or not? Don't say Allah will forgive or not. Allah will forgive, but Allah will look in your heart, how much sincere you are in your repentance. That's for sure Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to look into. So if you were like really shaitan had done blackout to your mind and you're switched off totally, obviously you ask Allah's forgiveness, Allah will forgive you, you see. But however, you're total alert, total attentive, and you're insisting, and your mind was telling you, no, stay away, it is not good, it's not good, and you are insisting on it, and obviously Allah will have a different route. I'm not saying He'll punish you on this and that, but it's upon to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah understands. If you tell your friend you did wrong against him, if you tell your parents and you apologize and they're merciful, they forgive you, Allah is more mercy than any human being. Subhanallah. Okay, so this verse indicates general permissibility for whatever food or tayyibat Allah has provided. And that example, khabath. So khabith is filth. So Allah made you something which is good, halal, tayyib, and filth. Remember filth, we said, even though it is not najis, but it's filth, like making balls out of boogers and eating it, okay, or swallowing it. So those kind of things, I know that you must have, especially those who are munching their nice hefty breakfast, and now they have to hear the balls of boogers or balls of boogers of nose. So anyhow, so basically, it is tahir, it is clean, but it is filth. Sweat, like have you seen people drink their sweat? You know, like they send me a video clip. The guy was in a very hot weather, like in Dubai or Doha or these Gulf countries with this hot weather, and it was like midsummer, and the guy is sweating and making khubuz, that bread, with his hand, and no wonder it's more salty in summer. So anyhow, I don't want to make your taste horrible, but it's good for diet. You'll eat less. So therefore, it is filth. Sweat is filth. Boogers are filth. All these things are filth. Though it is pure, but it is filth. So therefore, Allah says, stay away from the filth. Allah has made tayyib halal for you, good things halal for you. Why do you have to get salt from the sweat or your body secretions? Anyhow. So, yes. So there is khabath. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made halal tayyibat, and khabath, filth, is opposite of tayyib. Khabith is, like in Urdu culture, they say khabis ki aulad or kind of thing. Forgive me for that. So that means your children of filthy people. You see, you belong to filthy family. That means your akhlaq are filthy. Your moral attitude shows that you are from this family. Now, these kind of things are wrong. People should not attack the family because the child is not being upraised properly. You don't know. Like Prophet Nuh alayhi salam's son was kafir. Some of the children of imams were not right. So would we blame the imams that they did not do their job properly? No, we can't say like this, khabis ki aulad and haram ki aulad, and these kind of things are wrong. They are not acceptable in Islam. So Islam does not like this kind of language. So therefore, khabith is from khabath, from najasa, khabathi. Remember, najasa are two types: physical filth, which is blood, urine, stool, and those kind of 10 things. And then we have metaphysical, which is by sleeping. When you sleep, break wind, all those kind of things, you have to do wudu. That means you are in a metaphysical state of najasat. And the same thing, metaphysical state of najasat, when a person has janabat or hayd or nifas, these are all metaphysical states of najasat. Forbidden by religious Islamic evidences. So forbidden things are two things. One are whatever Islamic evidence says it's haram, and another, whatever is considered harmful for medical purposes or any other things. So there are two things which are haram. One clearly mentioned is haram, another harmful, like smoking is haram because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا تلقوا بأيديكم إلى التهلكة. So now, spiritual indications are four forbidden things. Four forbidden things, spiritual indications. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ascribes livelihood to him, that H needs to be bigger, that he gives you, okay? And he is the, let me fix it now because I feel these kind of things are very important for us. We should not ignore it because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is exalted for us Muslims in everything. So make sure whenever Allah, I learned this from Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Sistani. Before I used to just write in English, Allah, Allah. But I see whenever Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani's book, when it says Allah Jalla wa ala, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like for the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We write sallallahu alayhi, we write S. Okay, so we write for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that's S or Sad. We write for Imams Ain alayhi salam, and we say Imam alayhi salam, Imam. When we say Allah, 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 we just say Allah. Allah Abshe, Allah. So Ayatollah Sistani, when I was translating, I see whenever I find Allah, there is subhanahu wa ta'ala, Jalla wa ala, ta'ala. So that means God the exalted, God the exalted, the glory be to him. So whenever the word of Allah comes, make sure that there is some, see, I did not say it. Whenever the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes, make sure that there is some kind of indication of his exaltation. Though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by itself, I was not going to say it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Allah by itself, subhanahu wa ta'ala, is by itself exalted. But it's nice that you add the words indicating exaltation, learning from our maraja. You will not go to hell. Allah will, subhanahu wa ta'ala, will not put you into hell if you will not say subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it is something from our heart to get this awe and teach our generations the awe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way we taught them the respect and the greatness of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So that's why it is always good that we capitalize the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or anything indicating to him subhanahu wa ta'ala with the uppercase letter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ascribes the livelihood to him, and he is the source of every livelihood. Therefore, one must be thankful to him if she was a true worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if she were, and if they were worshipping none but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So there is a spiritual indication that we all belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even our food is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to eat it the way He wants us to eat. Okay? That means the way halal food. So another thing is thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So thanking Allah is of two types. Obligatory thanking Allah, that means obey Allah. So when you eat whatever Allah wants you to eat, you are thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then there is another type of thanking, okay, which is recommended thanking when you say Alhamdulillah, Shukran Alhamdulillah. Besides the forbidden foods mentioned, this verse indicates that animals slaughtered without the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions uhilla refers to the word that is uttered when the moon is sighted. Okay, and later on this word was used for uttering any words. And in this verse, it indicates animal killed without mentioning the name of Allah. So uhilla is from hilal of the holy month of Ramadan. So when people would see the hilal, this crescent, they would smile. And this is called istihlal also, the happiness, the gladness. So whenever people, the month, because when you're looking for something, you are in curiosity. Tomorrow, will it be first day or no? Yes or no? So there's a curiosity. But once you see it, some peace comes in your, like you're looking for something. Your tasbih got lost or your key got lost and you recited the Surah Al-Fatiha on al-Baneen or Imam Rida alayhi salam, or you did Tasbihat Fatima al-Zahra and you're worried about the key. And once you find it, that kind of phase of or state of happiness and soothing in your heart is called istihlal, which is initially taken from once the peace comes when you see the moon crescent first night. That is uhilla istihlal. So when the goat is slaughtered, okay, that is also, oh, finally, now we are going to cook. To find a goat properly is a hassle. You have to shop for a goat maybe for 1 hour. So once you find the right goat and right size and right thing, and then still it's a goat, you see, it might die by sickness. So until you don't slaughter it, you are not sure that you're going to eat it. So once it's slaughtered, you say Bismillah, Allah Akbar. Now you have peace in your heart. Alhamdulillah. So now you are going to cook basically. So there might be another indication, but I mentioned what Sheikh Bāghī al-Ayrawani has mentioned in his book, but there might be a lot of indications of this word. So now we come to this ayat of Ghadir, okay? And ayat of Ghadir, those who studied Balagha with me, okay, if Ayatul Ghadir, can you just keep it there side? Yeah, that side. Okay. So Ayatul Ghadir is ayat which is embedded in this ayat, which is حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمِيتَةَ وَالدَّمَ وَلَحْمَ الْخِنْزِيرِ. Now what happened just now? I was explaining the lesson and suddenly I did something. So all of you started paying attention. Those who were like not sleeping. What happened there? Why did he change the tone and change the sound and change the channel and everything? So everybody became curious. What's happening? I was just acting. There was nothing here. I was just acting to give you an example of what is in this ayat. In balagha, this is one of the methods of balagha, that if you say something lengthy and in the middle you change the channel, you change everything, people they become attentive. What is happening? Why did he change? He was talking about this thing. Something strange is happening. Something. So that is the balagha, the metaphor, the eloquent of the Quran and Arabic language. That when a poet gives a poetry and he says people are they're going to sleep, or he starts to feel that he will change a line of a poetry totally different than the theme, and then he will bring back to the theme, like he's slapping their mind, wake up. Okay, like for example, if a person is giving a lecture, Jumma no khutbo ya lambo thai jaye, it becomes very long khutbah. So he has to crack a joke or something like that, so to wake that people up. So this is a kind of slap to wake up or snap to wake up. So and then it continues the talk. So I said the Ghadir, the ayat of Ghadir, and then I did something. And then I came back to Ayat al-Ghadir. So that brought attention. So this is what Ayat al-Ghadir is about. People, they say this ayat is not talking about Ghadir. This ayat is talking about food. Why do you Shia say al-yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum is ayat of Ghadir, ayat of wilayat? Allah is talking about food. Allah has completed the food argument here. So حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمِيتَةَ وَالدَّمَ. It has been made haram for you. Now count with me how many. حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمْ. And I'll ask you a question to do the same thing, to wake you up. So I want you to let me know how many things are haram in this ayat. حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمْ. It has been haram to you. Al-mita, dead body. وَالدَّمْ, blood. I'm also counting with my hand, but I'm not showing you the fingers. Okay? وَلَحْمَ الْخِنْزِيرِ, pork. وَمَا أُهِلَّ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ بِهِ, whatever is being slaughtered without mentioning the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Or not with the method of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالْمُنْخَنِقَةِ. Remember munkhaniqa, the guy who was upset with his goat, he choked his goat to death. وَالْمَوْقُوذَ. Remember the guy who was like they beat his goat. They could not beat him. They bullied on the goat rather than bullying on this guy. وَالْمُتَرَدِّيَ. Remember mutaraddiya, the goat whom you slaughtered his wife and ate the delicious kebab of it, and he was watching from the window. You are eating his wife and enjoying it, and he was shedding his tears. The only way he had is to just go and jump off the cliff, because he could not tolerate. Every time he is like thinking his wife being eaten in a nice delicious mishkaki and kebab and those kind of things. So he had to commit suicide. And then an-natiha. Remember those two goats who had one she goat, and they had to fight for her. So they rammed each other, and one of them died. So and then wama akala sabur, and whatever the animals they have eaten, the beast have eaten. Illa ma dhukkitum, unless if you're able to make them halal. Remember, munkhaniqa, the choked one. the beaten one, the fallen from the cliff, the rammed one, the one which was eaten, if they are still alive, إِلَّا مَا ذُكِّيتُمْ, if you are able to fix them, then fix them. Okay, so these ayat, which you are able to, these categories, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. وَمَا أُهِلَّ, if you are able to say the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and slaughter, or the choked one, or the beaten one, or all these, you are able to, before they die, and you're able to slaughter them, إِلَّا مَا ذُكِّيتُمْ. Okay, so there. But the coming category, they are not fixable. Initially they are done wrong. But these things were no, these were accidental things. And then you saw that they're dying, you can patch up. You can say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and just come and finish them off with in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Now these categories which are coming, count them as well. وَمَا ذُبِحَ عَلَى النُّصُبِ, the ones which they were stones of idols. وَأَن تَسْتَقْسِمُوا بِالْأَزْلَامِ, the gambling. Okay? So these are 2. ذَلِكُمْ فِسْقٌ, that is wrong, that is immorality, that is transgression. Okay, so how many, can someone tell me how many categories were there? Okay, let's see, I got a message. Yes. Not 2 categories, those are plenty. Those are plenty, not 2. Someone else? Oh my goodness. ગિનતીઓમાં બધાએ તમે બ્રેકફાસ્ટ સારો નથી ખાધો છે.
8 which you can fix. And 3 which you can't.
Okay, so you said 8 we can fix. Can we fix the dead body? It's already dead.
No, there are those which you can fix, but from the beginning, if you count, there are 8.
Okay, so let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 are the 9. Beginning. Okay, and these are fixable. The choked one, the strang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are fixable, and you can add wama uhilla. You hunted without mentioning the name of Allah, and you came and you saw the hunted animal, still it's not dead. You can Bismillah Allahu Akbar and do it. So that if still the life is remaining, you can redo the dhabah with the name of Allah. So this one is, but these for sure, these can be fixed. But then the last 2 ones also cannot be fixed. So basically, dead body cannot be fixed, blood cannot be fixed, pork cannot be fixed. And this one we said it depends, the one which you did not mention the name of Allah. And then obviously, the one which is slaughtered for the idols and gambling, no, cannot be fixed. So thank you. Now we come to this ayat of Ghadir. Al-yawm ya'isa alladhina kafaru. Today, those people who disbelieve, they become hopeless. Our ulamas, they say, they became hopeless of these food items. There must be something bigger. There must be something major coming, okay, which made the people hopeless. Because the Jewish people, they had halal food and haram food and kosher, but they changed their religion. The Christian, they changed their religion according to the Muslims, okay, according to the Quran. Their religion has been changed from whatever Jesus presented, salamullah alayh, whatever Moses presented, salamullah alayh, they have changed, okay. So the having kosher, but still the Jewish people, they have kosher food, halal to them. So still they have, but the religion is changed. There is a lot of changes that have come. And many of them in the historical text, they mentioned that a lot of people, they added a lot of issues in the Judaism. So that's why there are two different types of Judaism. And something is happening in Islam, but Islam maintained a mainstream proper path. Why was that path maintained? Because of the authority of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Yazid was planning to change Islam, similarly to the Jewish people who changed their religion. Not all the Jewish people, but those who changed. And the Christian who changed their religion, not all the Christian, but those who changed their religion, the Jewish and the Christian and all those. Yazid was planning to do that thing. But the imamat of Ahlul Bayt stopped that thing. That was the lock which Allah has presented, the wilayat of Ahlul Bayt. So whenever the Muslims will try to mess up with Islam, there will be always followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. They will keep reminding them about the mainstream Islam, which was presented by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the direction of Quran. Because now we see the feminist Islam, homosexual Islam, this Islam, that Islam. A lot of colors of Yazidi Islam is rising. Okay, the weird Muslims, they are trying to present these weird ideologies which are not even indicated anywhere in the Quran. So therefore, these kind of directions are wrong. There's a mainstream direction. So people, they tried, but even if many Sunnis, they tried, school of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they were always there. Followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salatu salam were always there to remind the people that this is what Islam is. We can differ in fatwa, but don't change the ideology of Islam to God being physical, like the Jewish ideology, Christian ideology, making body out of God. No. Ahlul Bayt reminded that that's why there was Sunni group Mu'tazila. They were influenced by Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and they did not say what Asha'ira, the Sunnis, they were saying. So that's why, path of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam secured the direction, though majority might be deviated, but there is a secured path which will remain until the day of judgment. And that is presented by the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam, and many other Sunnis. They learn from school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and many Sunnis now, they started praising Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam, and they are Sunnis. Why? Before they were never like that, because Ahlul Bayt, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, they opened the eyes of the people. Even the monotheistic direction, they say Shia, mushrik. There's no one more monotheistic in the religious texts more than Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib in Nahj al-Balagha, and that is the direction of school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. Who Nahj al-Balagha, who claims it? Shia claims. Shia claims Nahj al-Balagha. Look at the uniqueness of manifesting the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can manifest it and present it the way Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam echoes the Quran and presents it. So that's why people would try to, okay, Muhammad will die, we are going to change the religion, we are going to mess up with the religion, we are going to, so when the Imam Ali's wilayat was presented, it was, oh, now we have become despaired, now we have become hopeless, now we cannot mess up with the religion of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's why al-yawm ya'isa. So the mushrikeen, the disbelievers, they were like planning to, like the food issues or food problems. Trust me, nowadays, the deviated Muslims, I've seen deviated, they commit adultery, they commit worse crimes, but when they come to the Western countries, they will look for, oh, where's the halal grocery? Where's the halal food? So the deviated people, they observe halal food. Okay, so what is it? What is the big deal in eating halal food? The oppressors, they eat halal food. You see, those who kill innocent people, they eat halal food from those who are Muslims. Okay, so what is the big deal about halal food? Halal food does not prevent the religion from being deviated. There's a core issue as equal to Quran, which has been presented, that secures the religion. So that's why this year the whole theme changes. Al-yawm ya'isa alladhin, and I think there's a comma also, because this text doesn't show me a comma. let me look into the Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Yes. So exactly, there's a comma, and this comma is, you have to stop there, not a comma, a full stop. If you open the Quran, you'll find this qala, okay? You need to stop here. That means there's a new statement starting. ذَلِكَ فُسْقٌ until here. Then when الْيَوْمْ يَئِسَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ دِينِكُمْ, here also there's a comma. So this is a new sentence. Today, so that means this is a segment which is finished. Now this is a new statement. Today, those people who disbelieve, your enemies, who are trying to change the Islam, change the religion, manipulate with it, they are hopeless. Why? What happened اليوم? فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ, do not be afraid of them. وَخْشَوْنِي, and be afraid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like avoid displeasing me, okay? Be afraid from displeasing me. What happened? الْيَوْمْ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ, because today I have sealed your religion. Which religion? Which started from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي, and I have completed my bounties to you, and that is the Islam, and that has been finished, completed, fulfilled, sealed by the locked by the wilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam. This is the day of Ghadir. It was descended. Alaykum ni'mati. Wa raditu lakum al-Islam adina. This type of Islam, not the food type, no. The type which is sealed with wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. I am pleased with it. Without that, I will not be pleased with that kind of Islam, which doesn't have wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib in it. Of course, this is our interpretation. Sunnis might have different interpretation, but we are putting the historical thing into context. فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ فِي مَخْمَصَةٍ غَيْرَ مُتَجَانِفٍ. Okay? If somebody is in severe hunger and he doesn't have except this haram food, okay, and he is not inclining, to majano say so delicious. No, he has this distastement, like the undesired feeling. He's eating just to save his life. Doesn't have, like eating something filthy. You see, that kind of feeling he has when he's eating this haram. Not some people, they say, Hinduna ladwa to bau sara hoy shene. No, you're not compelled and you're not eating it. You have desire to eat it. Previous ayat says not having desire. No. So you're eating like you're eating something filthy. Okay, that kind of distastement you have inside your nafs, you don't want it. So here also, after al-yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam deena, there is a comma. Okay, there is a stop. Islam deena. فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ, now it completes the ayat of the food. So remember that thing I said, keep it there. And then I started talking to you, and I brought all your attention, because if this ayat was separate, they would have chucked it out. But the beauty of Quran is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept some important ayat inside these big ayat. So if you remove the whole ayat, it will be like somebody, a guy whose teeth is fallen. Whenever he smiles, you see one thing not here. So, oh, don't smile, please. Or 2, 3 teeth not there. So you feel like, oh, there's something missing, you see, if he smiles. So therefore, or she smiles. So therefore, something would be wrong, because these ayat are like arranged like a nice pearl. All the ayat of the Quran are interlinked and arranged in a nice, beautiful, it gives beautification. So if one ayat you take out of the surah, it will become like a bokho manas. You see, like somebody who lost 2, 3 teeth, and you see when he smiles, you see emptiness, gaps in his mouth, like those nice pearls arranged. You see 2, 3 pearls missing from the middle. It's where did these pearls go? You feel like something is missing. You feel like you're not pleased with the scene. So this is how the ayat are interlinked with each other, intertwined with each other. Okay. So if this ayat was taken away, ayat of Ghadir, okay, people would have sensed, oh, there's something missing in the Quran. There's a ayah. If you take this chunk out of it again, it will feel like, oh, why? I feel like a jump. These people are eloquent in balagha, Arabic language. They understand there's a problem. There's something missing in the middle. Where is this something in the middle? So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept everything intertwined. So like ayatul tathir, we said the same thing when we said innama yuridullahu liyudhiba ankum ar-rijsa ahlal bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. So therefore, this is what there's a segment which does not belong to the food. It belongs to usul ad-din, a general thing, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about deen, and this food are furu' deen, branches of religion, and this is talking about deenakum, yani usul ad-din. So there has to be something of usul ad-din which made the whole religion become complete, and that is none but the imamat of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and announcement of the wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. So here, if somebody was compelled to eat these, coming back to this ayat after this segment of attraction was about the religion, coming back to this ayat, that whomsoever is compelled due to the hunger or but like forced, severe hunger is there, and he's not inclined towards it, towards committing a sin. He's forced, he's not intending the sin. I think it's about time. Yes, so this is another ayat. We will keep this ayat for our next week, inshallah, because we said 2 sessions. 2 sessions means 45 minutes, 45 minutes. And if you don't take breaks, so it's 1.5 hours. So it's almost 1.5 hours. So if I start a new ayat, then I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I think we'll have to keep it to the next session. So basically, in conclusion of this ayat, so this ayat of Ghadir, al-yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum, it talks about usul ad-din. Food products are furu' din. Number 2, the food product has never been a cause to complete the religion. And number 3, there is a context here that people are now they're hopeless. After you have done something, the religion is fulfilled, now people are hopeless. They were thinking to mess up with the religion the way their previous religion were messed up by their followers. So they were thinking that let Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam die, and we are going to then play with Islam the way we want. And the problem is that they were not able to, because the Prophet sealed it. Now there are guardians for Islam, and that is what the religion was completed with and locked with. And which religion? Not the religion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but the religion which started from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and all the prophets, they came in the same line with a few variances and differences in furu' ad-din, and this was completed. So can we know, let me just make a disclaimer here. If someone